I drew Doom Guy. In honor of Doom the Dark Ages coming out, which my brother was very excited for. I've never played any of the games, but I do actually want to play the games. Eventually I'll get to playing the games, but it will take a while. I mean, it goes along with some ideas that I have. I didn't actually struggle finding a reference this time. All the other times I struggled finding a reference, but this one, well, the night before, I was watching a little bit of my brother playing Doom, The Dark Ages, and I liked it so much that I thought I could draw Doom Guy. So yeah, I just found this on Google Images. That's about it. There's no fun story going along with the finding of the reference, along with the game itself being fun, or at least fun to watch. I'm not a gamer. I didn't realize how magical compressed charcoal was. I bought some General's compressed charcoal. So this stuff, I like it a lot.
But it's kind of like drawing with chunks of lead. I don't know, that's not a good comparison. I've never actually touched lead before, so. I mean, it is very much heavier than natural charcoal.
I also didn't realize how messy it was. You touch it just the slightest bit and you just get everything on your fingers. It is a game changer. No one told me, no one in real life told me, because this isn't real life. I don't know what it is. Somehow the natural charcoal and the compressed charcoal complement each other. I think it might be because this is just speculation because I know nothing about how these things are made or what goes into them, but it seems like the natural charcoal is a little bit warmer and the compressed charcoal is cooler. So it's kind of a blue and orange effect. If I use more natural charcoal than compressed charcoal, and just use the compressed charcoal sparingly, which I might have not done here, it is actually really nice. The whole time it just felt like I was painting. The idea of feeling things out combined with the compressed charcoal is just, I don't really know how to explain it. In the past, drawing for me has always been a little bit tedious, and I've had fun at times, but the times that I had actual, active fun, they were far and few between. Few and far between. But this time, it was... how many times can I say it was fun before it loses all meaning? Okay, I started with the natural charcoal, and I was just gonna get a general, again, feel of everything. Personally, I don't like curved lines. I like looking at curved lines, but I don't like drawing curved lines. The more straight lines I use, and parts that need to be curved, I can make it look curved. I didn't like drawing circles, and so you'll notice every time I start drawing something, I never do anything conventionally. Some people, when they draw heads, draw a circle and then extend the jaw from the circle because it's supposed to be like the top of the head. But I don't like drawing circles because they're annoying. I just don't like them. And so I just look at the picture, look at all the shapes, and I look at all the angles and the shapes in relation to each other, and that's how I get everything. You might also notice in some of the time lapses I measure out all the angles. I'm not super technical about everything. The very beginning I started with the natural charcoal and it looks extremely messy. That was what was fun about it, because I could just get everything, I don't know. I can't really explain it. I obviously squint a lot. I look like I'm just smiling the whole time, but it's because I'm going like this and just looking back and forth. I waited to pick up the pastel tool until I had a general idea of everything, and then I picked up the pastel tool, and it was only going to be certain parts that I was going to smooth out and get rid of all the noise. The parts that I wanted to get rid of the noise were the parts that obviously the focus of the whole thing. I didn't want to do it everywhere. But when I smoothed out some places, I started to build up the natural charcoal, like some natural charcoal powder stuff. I would build that up on the pastel tool and then kind of paint with it. The whole concept that I've been trying to adopt is kind of like making pie crust. I don't want to touch it too much, and I don't want to do too much. Those who have made pie crusts before would understand. If you want it to be a flaky pie crust, you don't want to handle it too much. And once you add the water to the flour and the salt and everything, you only have a limited amount of time before it starts to get doughy. So with this, as soon as I smoothed out all the parts that I wanted to smooth out and I got some of the shadows and stuff, I went in with the compressed charcoal. I didn't want to use it too much, but then I started using it. Combined with the natural charcoal, it is really nice. I don't know how else to describe it. What I soon discovered, and I had to adapt pretty quickly, compressed on top of the natural charcoal doesn't work as well as natural on top of compressed. So if I wanted to get something really dark and I wanted it to be smooth and not noisy, I discovered that I could put some compressed charcoal on there and then go back with the natural charcoal stick, and then it would smooth it out a little bit without taking away too much of the darkness, because natural charcoal it's very lively. It moves on the paper a lot. So anyway, admittedly there were a few points that I'm noticing that I probably could have stopped. Not like with the whole thing, but a few areas that I worked on that I could have just left as is. But that's fine. It's all just because I'm looking at it really small, and it's hard to figure those things out when you're like, your face is right next to it. The compressed charcoal is magical in combination with the natural charcoal. The combination of the two is something really special. One may notice in my old drawings that I tried to get a lot of contrast, and you can tell that I pressed really hard because you can still see the grooves in the paper. I was not a patient person. I didn't really understand the concept of putting the pencil on top of itself until you get the darkness that you want to. And it's all just because I really like darks. I don't like fake darks. I mean, everything has its place. I like looking at it. It's just, I don't know how possible it is to get pencil to be as dark as this compressed charcoal here, because, you notice that it's almost like ink. It's so dark. This is just, it changes everything. I'm getting closer to my goal. It's not like the goal is the end all, because I want to keep doing it. And the compressed charcoal was just one step closer. I know I have access to Google. I can Google all this stuff, but I want to learn it by myself. But yeah, again, this was just so much fun. I have said that with all of these, but this one was by far the most fun. And it's also because the subject is really cool. But you know what? In addition to it being fun, the new mindset has really cut down so much time. This would have taken me so long a week ago. But yesterday, when I drew this, it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours. My camera died in the middle, or towards the end, which was a bummer because, I got the cape and everything and I wanted to see that. I cut down my time from 4 hours to 2. So now I wonder how the pastel stick, chalk, whatever it's called, how that's gonna work. Because I've never used it before, I wonder if it's a game changer. I don't know. It's really weird to do something and actually have it turn out the way you want it to. So anyway. Oh, I can't see. My eyes are tired. I'm looking so forward to doing more things, drawing more things. Like, this is just one more step closer to where I actually want to get. And then I can just draw away and we're off to the races. Alright. Goodbye.